Alrighty, how's it going everybody? Texas Man here. I hope that you guys are all having a great day. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up if you guys do really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit that bell notification button. That way you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. And we're going to be talking about The Flash. Is it good or is it trash? And I will be diving into spoilers into this video. And we're just going to jump right in. I hated this movie. I hated this movie with a living passion. I am just... I didn't have any expectations for this movie except for the fact of seeing Michael Keaton Batman. Like, that was the only reason I cared to see this film. Didn't care that Supergirl was in here and that they changed her and had a different actress from what most people, including myself, are known to see Supergirl as. And Ezra Miller being Barry Allen / The Flash, especially two of them on screen, I don't care about Ezra Miller's life choices, but him as an actor, I don't like his acting. Him being the Flash is fine in small doses. So, getting into the review, the movie is just, first of all, overstuffed with multiverses. There is so many... There's not just one multiverse. There's not just like, oh, the Flash goes back in time, changes something, alters time, and now it's a multiverse thing. No. There are multiple multiverses in this movie. And this movie's like 2 hours long. This is like, let's try to make Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, but just have a bazillion different multiverses where he goes into. It's just ridiculous. And there are so many member berries in here. This movie is overstuffed with member berries. Remember this, remember this, remember this. There is no plot in this movie. And if you want to get down to what the plot is, it's basically the Flash goes back in time to save his mom from being killed. But it causes him to be in a world without superheroes. So there is a Batman in this world where he creates, and that's played by Michael Keaton. But there's no Aquaman, there's no Wonder Woman, there's no Cyborg, there's no Green Lantern Corps, there's no Superman until we get a Supergirl that's somehow been magically captured by the United States government and military and being hauled up in Siberia. So that's the plot. And the Flash needs to fix his mistake of saving his mom. And mom has to die in order for there to be superheroes within the world. For there to be, metahumans. That's the plot. And they stretch that for 2 hours long. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Everyone's like, oh, they're making a Flash movie. It's going to be Flashpoint related. Go and watch the CW Flash show and then watch this. You tell me, is the Flash show good or is this Flash movie good? Because I'll tell you which one is good. The Flash show. This is supposed to be the quote-unquote finale of the DCEU. Yeah, we're getting Blue Beetle. I have zero interest to watch that. I might watch it when it comes out on digital to rent. And then we're getting Aquaman 2. And then that's the end of the DCEU. And then we're getting the James Gunn version. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm so burnt out on superhero stuff. Like, Secret Invasion comes out in a day or so, depending on when I release this video. And I'm probably going to watch it just because it looks dark and gritty and it's not so, hey, look at cartoony! Oh, look at jokes! I want something serious from Marvel. At least Secret Invasion looks like it. It doesn't look like, She-Hulk or Miss Marvel, for example. But this movie, getting back to this movie has CGI that is just dog shit. It is crap. Go watch Iron Man, the original from 2008, then watch this one. Tell me which one has better CGI, because it feels like they did not have enough time to finish the CGI in this film. It is just garbage. And it's unbelievable. They even have Batman, and you've seen this in the trailer, so this isn't so much of a spoiler, but in the film, Batman is part of this gigantic CGI green screen fight, and he's using all of his tools. He's using the bat. I can't. My head's hurting from doing this review. The Batwing. The Batwing's in here, and he's using it against General Zod. And it's just like Batman fighting at daytime against aliens. You heard me right. Batman's fighting in the daylight against General Zod and his alien forces in this movie. Does that sound entertaining? No. Batman is literally called the Dark Knight because he fights, guess what? In the dark! You don't get any of that in this movie, really. There may be a couple seconds of it, but it's really brief. Zod. Zod is the villain in this movie. Actually, technically, it should be Flash because he's the one that causes all this chaos. He causes this movie to happen to begin with because he has to save his mom. Save Martha! I'm sorry, I had to say that. I will never get that out of my head from Batman v Superman. Save Martha! Save my mom! And as much as that is a very heartwarming idea to put to screen, and it's something that the audience is supposed to latch onto, it wears off the moment you get into CGI battles that just never seem to end. Zod being the villain was just odd choice. He added nothing. He really didn't do anything. Like, he is literally the exact Zod from Man of Steel from 2013. Watch that movie. You watch this. There's no difference. He doesn't add anything to the movie. And him being the Flash's nemesis, basically, in this film was just weird. Like, why didn't we get an actual Flash villain? I understand chronologically with the timeline, that's where Zod would be before he gets killed off by Superman. But Superman's not even in this movie. And Supergirl, if you were wondering, maybe Supergirl in this multiverse thing kills Zod. No. Zod kills both Batman and Supergirl in this movie multiple times. And it's up to the Flash to realize, okay, this ain't going to work. I have to let my mom die. And because Batman and Supergirl are barely in the movie and they're constantly just being killed off and they're just basically cannon fodder, they don't get any character development and they're not really interesting in the movie. They're just not, okay? The ending of the film is probably the most egregious and most irritating part of the film. Now, it starts off pretty interesting, where the film ends where the Flash is allowed to... the Flash is not... The Flash is having to make the decision that he has to allow his mom to die. Yet, he makes it where his dad is no longer blamed for the murder of Flash's mom. So the dad's no longer in prison. The dad's no longer blamed for the death. The person that was responsible is, apprehended. But because Barry Allen changes that little thing, it makes it where Ben Affleck's character of being Bruce Wayne / Batman no longer exists. And instead, Batman now is George Clooney. So this just confirms the fact that we will never, ever, ever get Ben Affleck to be able to have his own solo Batman movie. And I think Ben Affleck as Batman has done a great job, whether that's Batman v Superman, Justice League, whichever cut you want to watch. Obviously, the Zack Snyder one's better. And this, and he's been Batman. I think Ben Affleck's been in one other DC movie, but I can't remember what it was. But him just being completely and replaced by George Clooney is just a weird choice. It's a bizarre choice, and I don't like it. I just don't. I wanted this film. This film doesn't have a happy ending. You don't feel like anything's resolved. Anything is happy. Like, no matter what Barry Allen now does, something's always going to be different than what it should have been. All because he went back in time 15 years to save his mom. I don't like how the film doesn't have a real resolution. It doesn't have it doesn't land well as a finale of the film and as part of the ending of the DCEU. like I said, the only thing I was interested in seeing was Batman in the movie, and the Batman stuff kind of was just boring. And Ezra Miller being the Flash, like I said, is okay in small amounts. Like if you watch him be the Flash in Justice League, it works. He's a side character, but we get him duplicated in this movie. There's two of them. There's one version where he's like 17, 18 years old. He doesn't have his powers yet. And then there's another version where he's 25 and, he's the one causing all the multiverse chaos. Having two of them on screen was just irritating. I didn't like it. And I hated them being on screen. And I hated them that the fact that they were supposed to be the focal point of this movie doesn't work. Like, they're like side characters. They're not really the main focus. There's really no main character to begin with in this movie. You're just watching people do stuff on screen. You're not really invested in what's happening. This is a watch once and done. I don't think that you should go to the cinema to watch this movie, unfortunately. I somehow I think this is worse than Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I don't remember what I gave that movie, but this is definitely worse. It is worse than Shazam! Fury. I would rather watch Shazam! Fury of the Gods than this. Okay? And I know I hated on that movie, but I don't like this film. I don't. And this film, last thing I want to talk about, this film just also proves that multiverse, plot-driven movies need to go away. They need to be done. We've had multiverse, plot-driven films for the past 4, 5, 6 years, and all they are is nostalgic bait. Because most of the time, when you have a multiverse-like film, it does not work because there's a fine line between multiverse films using it to bring in a couple characters and then add to the story, to add to the plot, to add to the characters, and to develop as characters when you're in the movie. That's why things like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse or Spider-Man No Way Home, those films work because they're bringing in characters that people like or really don't know all that well. You grow them. They have a character arc, even if it's only for 5-10 minutes. They have a character arc. You care about them. You care what happens to them. You're invested in them. They're adding to the other characters that are already in the movie. They're also adding to the plot. They're contributing. This movie doesn't have that. You just have characters showing up to blow shit up and fight other characters. No character goes on a journey in this movie, whether that's Flash, all these different Batman, or Supergirl. None of them go on a journey. None of them go on an arc. But, Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, No Way Home, for example, just for an example, there's arcs and there's growth in those movies for multiple characters. This film doesn't have it. And if you're going to do the multiverse plotline for your movie, you have to incorporate growth, character arcs, and moving the plot forward. This movie just goes... And I don't like it. We need something different. And I feel like the multiverse thing was supposed to be something that was kind of to break away from the norm of the superhero genre that we've had for almost 20 years. But the multiverse plotline and device is nothing but nostalgic bait at this point. And it just... Studios and writers don't know how to incorporate that into a movie franchise or movie series or just an original idea. They don't know how to do it right. Some people do, but I'd say 95% of the people don't. So with that, I'm going to give The Flash here from 2023 a 3 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Look forward to more videos and streams coming out soon. I am going to be doing a review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and Elemental once those drop on Disney+. I am not going to be able to see those in theaters. Even if I wanted to, I'm going to be busy with Jedi Survivor videos, Doom, and a bunch of other stuff. And of course, we are approaching the 4th of July, so I will be busy with spending time with friends and family during that time. So I won't have a lot of time to be going to the movies and doing reviews. I am going to try to at least be sure to go and see the final Insidious movie, Insidious the Red Door. Looking forward to that. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Bye, guys.